again. Camera didn't work. But it's working now, as you can see. I am gutted. So that was lesson number 6. It was fantastic. Again, got lucky with the weather. Having a good week this week. Slightly overcast, but perfectly flyable. And having a great time up there. Had a new instructor today, Andrew. He was brilliant. No complaints with him at all. Absolutely fantastic. But gutted the camera didn't work. I went to turn it on, and straight away it said SD card error. I went, no. Luckily Andrew was very patient with me. He let me play around with the camera settings. I tried formatting them. The error still came up. The camera just would not record. I'm absolutely gutted. Oh, it was a great lesson as well. I felt so much more relaxed up there. I'm beginning to relax on the controls. My death grip's just starting to slacken up a bit now. My radio transmissions are coming along nicely now, which is great. Feeling a lot more relaxed on the controls of the aeroplane. Takeoff I didn't do today because we had quite high crosswinds today, so Andrew did the takeoff with just me following him on the controls, and he also did the landing for the same reason, although I haven't actually done a landing by myself yet. So the lesson today was just turns, so turning right, turning left, and then climbing turns and descending turns. And it was great. Went really, really well. One thing I noticed is that when I was turning, I was losing altitude, so just need to keep an eye on the vertical speed indicator. But I got that nailed, and it was really interesting. Andrew's instructions were great, saying, look, as a VFR pilot, your primary focus is outside. So if you do check instruments, it needs to be a quick check at one instrument at a time. Always return your vision outside. So if you're looking around, check. Look around again. If you need to check again, which is what I was doing. So I was checking the vertical speed indicator, the turn coordinator, whether I needed rudder, that kind of thing. An interesting thing I found with the turns is doing a 30-degree turn like we were practicing. Turning to the right felt a lot shallower than turning to the left. It was really strange. I guess it was because the perspective was slightly different, but when I was turning left, it felt I was banking over really far, but I was turning exactly the same as the right. It just felt very, very different, and that was really interesting. I'm starting to get the rudder use and the trimming done much more naturally now. So yeah, all in all, went really, really well. I'm so enjoying it. It is such an experience, and all I can say to people who are thinking about learning to fly is just do it. Sorry, I'm a bit hoarse today. Just do it. It is the most incredible experience I've had in my life. It's just so good. Loving every second of it. So let's go back to the camera. Why did it cut out on me? Well, when I got back to the car, I did a bit of a troubleshooting, and it appears that the SD cards weren't in properly. Very interesting. They looked like they were in properly. They certainly clicked as if they were in properly. But what I didn't do once I packed my bag this morning was just to check that the camera was working. So there we go. Harsh learning lesson. I've missed an entire hour worth of footage just because I didn't check the camera was working. And another thing I forgot was the cable splitter for the sound out, the cockpit audio. Now thankfully my YouTube research came up brilliantly here, because I discovered there's I discovered there was two ways to record the cockpit audio. The way I've decided to go was a splitter and a separate cable into the voice recorder. But today I forgot the splitter. I was like, no, I forgot the splitter. But luckily I had the lav mic, which I'm using now. And what I did with that, just like I learned on YouTube, was put the microphone inside the headphone cup there, and it worked really well. I've just had to listen back. It was really good, so thank goodness for that. So at least I've got the cockpit audio. Sadly no footage to go along with it, so gutted. but I will know for next time. Check the camera is working before you go. So anyway, that's it for now. I need to book a few more lessons in. I'm kind of hoping for a few more days time in on Fridays. It's Tuesday the 8th of January today, so hopefully this Friday I'll have one more lesson. See you then.
Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo, ready for departure.
Okay, so a little bit of back pressure, power down, brake off. So you can follow through on the control.
Okay, following through.
The wind is northwesterly, it's about 10-15 knots.
Right, so we're not using the centre of the runway because it's a bit muddy and a bit boggy, so we'll use the left-hand side. So we'll just stay about here. We'll do the short field takeoff technique, which is hold it on the brakes at 2,000 RPM, which no doubt you've done before.
Yeah, Pete, do one of those for me.
Yeah. Okay, so brakes on, we bring it up to 2,000 RPM. P's and P's are looking good, we're happy to go. So we release the brakes, gradually bring in full power, and then we put the ailerons into wind for the takeoff run, okay? Just in case we get any gusts. Minimum 2,300, T's and P's are good. Airspeed is coming alive. Once we get to about 55, which is about now, we can fly, and then we bring that back to the middle, and we've got this weathercock thing going on, because we're pointing right a little bit, but flying that way. Okay? And I'm just going to retrim, because it's slightly out of trim.
And I saw you had full aileron right then, as you went down the runway.
Yeah, you always put the ailerons into the wind, but it's a crosswind.
Is it not always full aileron, is it?
Not always, no, okay. But that was sort of 15 knot wind, so it's pretty much you want full aileron.
Okay.
And once we get to past 200 feet, we can start getting rid of flap. Okay. Right, you should be pretty much in trim. So you've got control.
I have control.
Maintain an 80 knot climb.
Do you want me to turn?
Head north now.
Head north? Okay. Oh.
We'll go out past Shaftesbury. And we might as well level off, I don't know, about 2,500 feet, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, once we're more than 1,000 feet above the ground and we're happy, the fuel pump can go off. We check temperatures and pressures. All looking good, so we can continue the flight.
Okay, do you still want me to, sorry, did you say 2,500?
About 2,500, yeah. I'm going to put a bit of heat on, if it works.
One of my biggest problems is keeping the wings level.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that.
Okay, just starting to level off now.
Yeah.
And bring the
So with the top of climb, we get the attitude for the straight and level.
Yeah.
We hold that attitude until the speed comes up to your 95 knots. Give it a bit of trim forward because it's really horrible. When we've got the speed, then you bring the power back. So don't bring the power back to 23 until the speed's up to the true speed. Okay. So top of climb is the only time we don't do power attitude trim. We do attitude power trim.
Okay.
Right, I'll just do a radio call and then we'll get on with it. Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo departing circuit to the northwest, remaining on frequency, speak to you later. Right. Okay, so we're going to look at some turns. Initially we're going to start, well, we've got Gillingham in front. We'll just get a little bit further. And you can see the hill in the distance where Stourhead and things are with the hump. We'll use that as our starting and stopping point initially, and then we'll look at some headings in a minute. Okay, so the secret straight and level flying visually is to use the horizon. We want the dashboard and the horizon about 3 fingers apart, depending on how tall you are. And you can also use the wingtips. If you look at the wingtips, they should be roughly level in terms of distance between the horizon and the wingtips. So it's a bit difficult today because it's a bit hazy around. and the horizon's not particularly good.
Okay.
But the right-hand side is better than the left. Okay, we're just getting away from the airfield now, so that's good. Right, so we're going to look at a right-hand turn to start with. We don't want to turn left because we've got Hen Street Airfield and stuff over there, so we'll do a right turn to start with. And we'll start and stop the turn heading towards this hill that you can see in front of us. And we're looking at 30-degree angle of bank. So remember, it's bank balance, back pressure, up to 30 degrees, and then you maintain. Just have a go at one. I mean, the horizons are not brilliant today.
Okay.
See how we get on.
Okay, so check both ways.
Yep, especially to the right, because that's the way we're going to go.
Okay, so turning to the right, bit of right rudder, a bit of back pressure. Okay, that should a bit more right rudder. Ooh.
Yeah.
A bit more right rudder. Sight.
Indeed. Right, so this is the picture for the right turn. I mean, obviously my picture's different to your picture, but if you can try and learn your picture,
okay,
and maintain the turn with the sun and the horizon being foggy, it's a bit difficult looking this way. And we're coming round to the hill. So just before we get to the hill, start rolling the wings level.
Start rolling it level.
And releasing the barrier.
Compton traffic, Golf Echo, downwind, 26 in the microlight circuit.
Okay, that's good. So, no problems with that one.
Okay.
Okay, so if you maintain straight and level flight now for a minute or so, and then we'll do a left turn again, 360 degrees, starting and stopping the turn, pointing at our favourite hill in front of us. And again, try and maintain the altitude of 27. Okay, so when you're ready, good look out, etc.
Okay, good look left, look right, and another good look left. All clear. So 30 degrees, bit of left rudder. Oops, too much left rudder. And bit of back pressure. Okay, that's. It seems a lot steeper this way.
Well, it's a different picture.
Right.
And you need a little bit more back pressure than you've got at the moment. Most people you will find can turn one way better than the other.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah, not bouncing up the line.
Yeah, and a little bit more back pressure. You can see we've got a bit of a descent coming on now. So as I said, use your little your work cycle, keep a good look out, check your attitude, which you think is correct with the horizon, but glance back at the instrument and double check that nothing's happening that you're not expecting to happen.
Still not bouncing up, am I?
So you need a bit more back pressure and a bit more angle of bank, so it's about there somewhere. And then the steeper the angle of bank, the more back pressure you're going to need.
Do I trim mid-turn or?
No, I wouldn't bother. Start your roll out now because the point towards the hill. Yeah.
It feels so much tighter that way.
Yes, it's the different. It's because of you're on the low edge, sort of the inside of the turn. And the picture's completely different. So have a go at another right and then a left.
Okay, so right. So
go final.
Yeah, check right. All clear there. To the left. Yeah. And right. right again. All good. Okay, so turning right, bit of pull back, bit of right rudder as well. Looking down at vertical speed, climbing a little bit, back up to visual. Okay, looking, turn coordinate, a bit more rudder, visual, all good.
Traffic, Golf Bravo Delta Flying 26.
Checking, bending again, a bit more back pressure. Okay, turn coordinate needs a bit more rudder.
Okay, so you're seeing we're doing a bit more than a rate 1 turn because you've got 30 degrees. If we were to ease off the bank angle so that settles down, you'd see it's about 15 for a rate 1 turn. But we'll carry on, Rain.
That's Shaftesbury down there, is it?
That's Gillingham there.
That's Gillingham, is it?
Yeah. We've got Mere over there, so when you get onto navigating, it's a good idea to learn the area. Okay, roll the wings level there.
Rolling level. Easing the back pressure.
Yep. Okay, so we lost a little bit of height during that turn.
Didn't we? My goodness.
So if we want to climb us back out to 2,500, just so we use that as a datum point. So a climb is power attitude trim. So good look out first, make sure we're not climbing into anything else, like a cloud or a helicopter or a plane.
Traffic,
Okay, so they go full power.
Wind 26 in the microline circuit.
And up, so looking for climb, is it 80, is it 80 knots?
80 knots. Again, you get to learn the attitude, so you set a climb, a nose attitude you think is going to give you the 80 knots, but obviously it doesn't instantly go to 80 knots. There's a settling down time.
Oh, I got too high now. Sorry.
That's alright.
Okay, so forward, get the speed back up.
Yeah, so wait for the speed. There's attitude power trim, top of climb.
And then bring the speed.
That's it. When you've got your speed, power comes back. It's starting to get bumpy up here now. It was lovely this morning.
And retrim. Is that the right engine speed or should it be a bit higher?
A little bit higher, so 23. There we go.
Traffic, Golf Bravo Delta climbing high level overhead for full funding to the field.
Is that what they call Blueberry Hill?
Okay, right base.
I'm not sure what it's called, but that's Alpha's Tower on the top of there, and Stourhead Garden is just in amongst the trees there. Right, let's have another go at a turn, and this time see if we can maintain the altitude a little bit better.
Okay.
I mean, you're allowed sort of plus or minus 200 feet, really. So we're at 2,750 at the moment, so this time we'll use a heading. So we'll use 330 to make it easier. So we'll do a right turn, and then go all the way around and roll back out on 330. So 10 degrees before you get there, 10 to 15. So okay. It'll roll out.
Okay, so looking right, left. Okay. Right again. Okay, rolling to the right. Bit of back pressure. Right rudder.
Golf Echo will be in touch. And go. We're looking for the traffic doing a practice force landing. Bravo Delta, still climbing in the overhead, recording high speed descending. Roger. Golf Echo.
Golf Echo, Stafford is northwesterly at 15.
Okay. That's good, maintaining height very well this time.
Okay, so approaching 330. Okay, just starting to roll off now.
Okay, that's good. I like that one.
Oh, just still dropped there.
Yeah, well, it's just when you roll out, we got to get the get rid of that little bit of back pressure, but not too much. So but that means you're well within limits on that. So we now know the very good right turn. Let's try a very good left turn.
Right. Okay. So same again. Looking at 230.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking left. Yep. Looking right. Yep. Good. And one more look at left. Okay. Turning left. Bit of back pressure.
Turn crosswind 26 right, microline circuit. We'll give way to the aircraft doing the PSL as necessary.
Bit of left rudder. More back pressure. More back pressure. My goodness. Loads more.
Golf Echo turning downwind 26 right, microline circuit.
My camera didn't record.
Oh,
what a shame. Knew I should have checked it before I came out. Oh well, learning lesson for next time.
well, we sometimes carry a camera for experience flights, and the amount of trouble we've had with SD cards not working and packing up halfway through the flight.
Oh,
you know,
that's
it's
what's happened with this
nightmare.
Okay, back to 330. And I still dropped.
That's all right though, it's within limit. Okay.
Golf Echo turning right base 26, microlight circuit, touch and go.
Okay, that's good. Right, we'll just do a quick freezer check. Have we been for a freezer check before?
Yep. Okay, so we've got fuel.
Yep.
Do we need to change tanks?
tanks. So to change tanks, we need to turn them on.
Fuel pump on.
Yeah.
Make sure pressures are good. Change the left tank.
Okay, roger. Well,
Check pressures are good. Fuel pump on.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, radio?
Yeah, radio. Well, we're just listening to Compton frequency, so that's fine. We don't have to do anything about that.
Engine, so everything in the green.
Yeah, so part of the engine check, shove your carpet on.
That's for about 10-15 seconds.
Yeah.
Carpet on.
So I would put the carpet on, then do the pressure check.
Then do the pressure check.
Everything's looking good, ammeter's still charging. Suction's looking good. And by the time we've done all those bits, you can then turn the carpet on
Okay,
again.
carpet is going off. Okay, then check direction. So, 320.
Yeah. So that's wandered off a little bit, so you can reset that. Oh, mind you, it's gone back to it's a bit.
What do you reckon? This is 310. Now, which agrees with this now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so okay with that, leave that.
Yes.
Then altitude.
Yep.
Which
26 right hand circuit, QP
1032.
Yeah, so that doesn't need changing because we're still in the same.
Correct.
So we're all good.
Yep. Okay, right. If you can do me a right hand turn then, rolling out on a heading of 060 degrees.
Sorry,
060 degrees.
060. Okay, so just turn it.
Going around, thank you very much.
Sorry, start again. So check right, check left, yep, and then check right again. Okay, turning right, bit of pullback on the stick, bit of right rudder. There's your 30 degrees. Quick look down, going up, so just increase that a little bit. Looking around, all good. Bit more right rudder, looking around. rushed it there, didn't I? Slightly overshot.
No, that's fine. Within sort of a few degrees, which is good. Okay, so if you do me a... Now, I'm going to give you a heading, and I want you to choose whichever, the right or the left turn, whichever is the shortest way to get to that heading.
Okay.
Okay, so we're looking for 210 degrees.
210 will be shortest to the right.
Okay.
Okay, so look right, left, right again. Yeah, all good. So banking to the right, bit of right rudder, pulling back on the stick a little bit. What did you say? 240? 210.
Yeah, 210.
Golf Echo Fan, stop.
Okay, just approaching 210. So just going to start rolling out now. Nearly.
You remember it's about 10 to 15 degrees.
Okay.
Bravo Delta, downwind right and 26 touch go.
Or just overshot.
Yeah. That's alright, that's good enough for me. Okay, and another shortest weight onto the easterly heading, 090.
090. Okay, so that's east, isn't it? Okay, so we go, that's left, so check left.
November Whiskey,
Right.
descending.
Okay, so turning left. Bit of left rudder, not a lot of left rudder, right? Okay.
It's a bit more difficult today because all this jiggling around a bit. And the
vertical speed is going down, so raising those a little bit. Okay, there was a plane underneath us at 9 o'clock.
okay.
Okay, coming up to east, so 15 degrees is about now. Roll.
Golf Echo, downwind 26 in the microlight circuit.
Okay, where's that plane gone?
Golf Echo.
Which way was he going?
He's going that. Oh, there he is, just going over the woods there.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? It's 8 o'clock. Low.
Yeah.
Really low.
Golf Bravo Delta, 2526.
Okay, that's good. So what we'll have a look at in a minute is some climbing and descending turns.
Okay.
So what we've got to bear in mind is in a climbing turn, your stall speed is going to be increased and we're going to be slowing down, okay? Do you like roller coaster rides?
Golf Echo, right base.
Could you just take control quickly?
Yeah, I've got control. Oh, yeah. Your best bet is to do it backwards, because what happens is, this bit backwards.
This bit backwards?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. And then, because what happens is, when you're doing trimming, your hand hooks up on there, but it can't do it. It
can't do it now.
Yeah. So we could do a quick demo of the higher stall speed during a turn.
Okay.
So I'll just show you. Good, all clear, left and right, because I'm going to go left. So I'm not going to give extra power for this turn. Normally you would, because we're going to go more than 30 degrees. But if we go to, say, 60 degrees, and then try and...
I can hear the stall warning.
There's the stall warning, and we're still doing 90 knots, okay?
Oh my goodness.
So that shows you how increased the stall speed is during a turn. Okay, you've got control.
I have control.
Right, if you do me a 180-degree turn then to end up heading north, during that turn, start a climb and take us up to 3,000 feet. So start the turn initially.
So start the climb first?
Start the turn and then...
Start the turn?
Yeah, start the turn and then start the climb during the turn.
Okay, I'm going to go turning right then. So
okay.
Just going to adjust the trim a little bit. Okay, so looking right and left.
Yep.
And right again, yeah, it's all good. So turning to the right.
30 degrees angle of bank again.
30 degrees.
And once you're in the turn, then we want to start a climb. So we'll sort of do a spiral climb to keep this turn going.
Okay.
Okay, let's start the climb. So we want to bring on full power.
Full power.
And then make sure we've got a good clear airspace above us.
And do I just want to... What am I looking for here?
We're looking for an airspeed, really. So we don't want to drop below about 85 knots in this turn.
Okay.
Okay, so 30 degrees angle of bank and about 85 knots in the speed. It will need quite a lot of pressure.
It does, yeah. A lot more than I thought, actually.
Yeah.
What heading did you want, sorry?
Well, just keep the spiral going. We'll just keep climbing.
Okay, so approaching 85.
Yeah.
Right, there's more pressure.
Yeah, indeed.
A lot more rudder as well.
Yes.
Yes, that's the wash from the engine, is it?
Okay, so if we just level off about now.
Okay, levelling off. Okay, nose down.
Yeah.
Traffic Golf Bravo Delta.
Wait, your speed. There's your speed. Bring your RPM back to 23.
Okay, just retrimming. Okay.
Right, so that's a climbing turn. Now, as you can see in that, you need quite a lot of back pressure to maintain that turn and the climb all in one. It's a bit easier to do a descending turn, so just have a go. I'm not going to give you a demo or anything, just have a go at a descending turn to the right. So start the descent, so bring the power back to about 1600 or something like that, and then start a right-hand turn in the descent. Try and maintain about 95 knots, 90-95 knots during the turn.
Would I need carpet for this?
Yeah, go on, go for it.
The carpet is on, and so down to 1700.
Yeah, well, say 16 knots.
Oh, wrong way. 1700.
Okay, so just hold the nose until the speed comes back to about 90, then start the descent and the turn.
Go right if that's okay to wait for the sun.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bit more speed drop.
Okay, there's the speed.
Golf
It ran to the right then. Oh, so fast. I get rich. Right, left, and then right. All good, so.
Now, the very fact that we're starting a turn, remember the lift theory, we're actually going to be starting to lose lift, so it starts descending on its own. Okay, you don't have to put any effort in to get the thing coming down. It's not like we were in the climb, it's like quite, and it's, you know, you need to be assertive.
If I let go, it's going to go straight. I can feel the pressure.
Try it. Okay, so that it wants to come down, so you trim it for this descending turn.
So do I want back pressure?
Yeah, so just trim it back a bit. So if you don't do that, it'll accelerate towards the earth. But holding it off, it keeps the speed sensible. Yeah. So you can trim it for that. So if you let go a minute, is it still? Yeah.
It's
trim it back.
Trim it back. Okay.
Trim it back.
That's better.
Right, we'll turn in this. We'll start turning left and heading that way because we're getting a bit too close to head street.
Turning left. Yeah. Good. Right. Left. Turning left. Okay. Bit of left rudder. Oop. What would be good? About 500 feet?
500 feet per minute, yeah, that's a good descent rate. That should give you a fairly decent speed.
Golf Echo re-established in the 26 right-hand circuit, this time on right base in the GA circuit.
Okay, and if you just roll the wings level, and then when you get to 2,000 feet, we'll level off, so in other words, carpet off, power back to 23.
Okay. Just approaching, so carpet is off. And come on.
So it's power first, so bring the power up, then set the attitude.
Okay, and there's 2,000, just going to retrim. Oh, hang on, forward first, Richard, then retrim.
Okay, and whilst you're doing that, I'll give you some multitasking to do. Turn us right onto a heading of 120, all the way round.
Turning to the right, 120. Yeah, okay, so looking right, left, and then right again. Okay, so looking right again, turning to the right, bit of back stick, right rudder, quick glance down, vertical speed slightly increasing, looking. Okay, 30 degrees, bit more right rudder. All clear. Okay, just approaching east. Okay. And start to level off.
Yeah.
2,600, yeah.
Okay, so we go full power. And we do attitude, get the speed to about 80. Just beginning to get to 2,600, so I'm going to level off, the speed to increase, and throttle back. 2,300, and trim. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so we're heading back to the airfield now. The airfield should be with that heading pretty much in front of us. So we're going to plan on doing an overhead join and then do a dead side descent. I think you've done those before. Maybe?
Yes, yeah. Lesson 2 at dead side descent.
Okay, so we'll plan on that. They've got circuit traffic, so that's the best way of joining when there's things happening. So we maintain 2,600 feet because that gives us, it puts us 1,000 feet above circuit height.
Okay.
If we just maintain this heading. Have we done a radio call back inbound?
Climbing away.
Yeah, so it's Compton radio because we need a reply.
Yeah.
Golf Bravo Papa Charlie Kilo returning from the west, is it?
Northwest.
Northwest, request airfield information.
Yeah. Okay. Right, I should go for the radio call.
Compton radio, Golf Bravo Papa Charlie Kilo returning from the northwest requesting airfield information.
Select 5 is 26 right hand, QNH 1032.
26 right hand, 1032, Golf Charlie Kilo.
Okay, so he made a mistake there, did he? Because he gave you the QNH. He should have given you the QFE because we're returning. Now, luckily, we know that the QFE is 30 millibars or hectopascals less than the QNH. So it's 1032 minus 30 is quite an easy calculation. So if you set 1002 on there, that will be the QFE. I mean, if we were going to an airfield which we didn't know, we would have then said, well, no, so can you give us the QFE? So 1,600 feet is a little bit low now because we've drifted down a bit. So if you take us back up to 1,800.
1,800, okay, yeah. So power on.
Okay, so it's a 2/6 right-hand circuit. That gives us a clue that we need to be approaching the airfield with it slightly on our right, so when we get there, we do a right turn, okay?
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, so it's 2/6 of the right-hand circuit.
Yes.
Gives us a clue that when we approach the airfield, we need it slightly on our right, so when we get there, we do a right turn. Okay. All our turns should be to the right. So there's the airfield down there, so we go a little bit past it, and then turn right past the 2/6 numbers.
Okay.
So just keep going straight for now.
So circuit track is 800 feet, is it?
It's 800 feet, so we're at 1,800, which is 1,000 feet above circuit height. Yeah.
Radio, good afternoon. Golf Juliet Hotel Alpha Charlie. Request radio check and airfield information.
Alpha Charlie, your strength 5 is 26 right hand, QNH is 1032.
Speedability 5 also, 26 right hand, QNH 1032.
Okay, so the theory is we should be over the 2/6 numbers so that they are the correct way round if we looked at them. So we'll go past them a little bit and then turn right. And then they are the correct way round because we're looking at them from that side.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so if you turn slightly to the right, we're passing the centre line now, so we can start descending. So put your carpet on.
Carpet is on.
Take it down to about 1,500 RPM, and then just let it go this direction for a minute. So we start the descent, hold a bit of back pressure so we don't accelerate, and do a Compton traffic call, which is Golf Charlie Kilo descending dead side.
Okay. Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo descending dead side.
Okay, start a right turn. Our aim is to be over the 08 numbers at 800 feet.
Okay.
I've not heard anything else descending dead side, so...
What's our maximum turn for this? Is this the...
Well, because we're descending, we can do quite a steep turn. Because our nose is low, we're not going to get near the angle of attack that gives us a stall. So with a descent, you can turn up to 30, 40 degrees in a descent. In a climb, when you're slow, you don't want to be turning any more than about 20 degrees.
Right. Okay.
Right, so when we get down to 900 feet, bring your power and our carpet back to normal.
Okay, it's normal.
Okay, so bring the power back up to 23. And then see that we got the end. You can see the windsock at the end of the runway.
Yeah.
We need to aim for that hill so that we don't fly over the noise abatement village, which is over there. So just aim for the hill.
Aim for the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 o'clock level with us.
Yeah, he's just turning downwind.
Compton traffic, Golf Echo, downwind 26 in the microlight circuit.
And then your next call is when we're passing the 08 numbers, and it's Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Go crosswind.
Okay.
So that's the crosswind position.
Do we still be at 900?
800.
800.
Yeah, we want to be at 800 by the time we cross the numbers.
Compton traffic, Golf Bravo Delta, final touch and go. 26.
Okay, now you can turn slightly to the right and do the crosswind call. Compton
Crosswind, okay. Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo, crosswind.
Okay, roll the wings level there, so we're heading for Shaftesbury.
Okay.
Maintaining the 800 feet. There's the village we can't fly over, so we head towards Shaftesbury.
Okay.
Once we're past, so you want to probably turn a little bit to the left because the wind's blowing us that way.
Also climbing.
Yeah, if you're climbing a bit, just take some power off and that'll help sort that problem out.
So that's the one we're not allowed to climb, fly
over, yeah.
Okay.
When we're past that, we can then turn downwind. So your next call will be come to traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo downwind.
Okay.
And then we'll jump straight into the pre-landing checks. That's 800, so you reset 23 now to maintain. That's it.
Golf Echo on final 26.
Okay, we can start a right turn onto downwind.
Okay. All clear.
And Golf Echo will be touch and go from this approach.
Now we're trying to get parallel, are we, to...
Yeah, parallel to the runway, so the idea is I know it's difficult because of the sun, but we want to run the runway along the wingtip, basically. Okay, if you do a Compton traffic...
practice fan stop.
Golf Charlie Kilo downwind.
Compton traffic, Golf Charlie Kilo, downwind.
And the pre-landing check. So, have you got those in your head yet?
No, I haven't.
No, well, we'll do them from memory. This is the brakes off, the undercarriage you know is down and locked, carpet on, mixture is rich, primer is locked, fuel pump comes on, hatches, harnesses are secure, landing light is not required on this approach. Just turn a little bit left, we're just drifting in a bit too far at the moment.
Okay.
RP can go off. Right, we're coming to the end of the downwind leg, so if you want to start slowing the aeroplane down a bit, take it down to about 2,000 RPM. Check we're in the white arc, which we are, shoved in 2 stages of flap.
2 stages? Okay.
Yep, and then it's about 4 trims forward at that point.
2.
That's it, you'll counteract the actual lift, yeah. Okay, start turning onto base legs, start turning to the right. And we're looking for 75 knots now, which we have. Just make sure it's nicely in trim. And we'll take a bit of power off now to start getting the descent going. So we want about 400 feet per minute-ish on the descent. So we're coming onto the base leg, keep your turn going and roll level about there. Now what we've got to bear in mind today, the wind is blowing us that direction. Okay, so we want to start our turn onto finals a bit earlier.
Yeah. I guess that comes with experience, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Golf Echo fan stop.
Okay, so 75, We want a bit more of a descent rate, so we'll take a little bit of power off. There we go. Right, we can start turning on to finals now.
Okay.
Nice gentle turn, back there somewhere. That's good.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, it's over there. Because of the wind, we're going to be turning a bit further.
Yeah.
So we're going to be pointing a little bit north on the final approach.
So what, 600 feet now?
Yeah, that's perfect for turning fine.
Wind northwesterly at about 10 to 12 knots.
Golf Charlie Kilo is final to land, 26.
Okay, I've just covered the controls, yeah?
Yeah.
Bravo Delta downwind, flatmost push go.
This to me seems high, but I guess it's not.
Well, it's about right, to be honest, 500 feet.
Charlie is number 2. We're going to be after the landing aircraft ready for departure, sorry.
Okay, so once we come down to 300 to 400 feet, we can put in full flaps. If you go for full flap,
Compton Abbas Golf Echo downwind, 26 right hand microlight circuit, touch and go.
and then we're going to be bringing the speed back to about 65 knots here.
Okay.
So 65 knots over the trees is perfect. You can see we've got this slight bit of crabbing going on, which we're going to use the rudder just before touchdown to bring the airplane straight.
When do you do that? Just before you land, is it?
Literally just before we touch down, and I'm not going to let it touch down until it's going really, really slow. Here we go.
Brilliant.
And we're not using the brakes because the runway's wet. Just using the back pressure here to help slow us down, and then we can skate. Okay. What we'll do is we just stop and do the after landing checks. So just wait for the aeroplane to come to a halt. We're not going to use the brakes.
Golf Echo is extending downwind.
Okay, so parking brake goes on.
The aircraft is turn final.
Set 1200 RPM. If you want to grab your checklist.
Bravo Delta, final long flapless touch and go. Northwesterly 10:15. Compton traffic, Golf.
So the after landing really is parking brake on, throttle 1200,
Yes, transponder standby.
Standby, so hit the standby button.
Fuel pump is off. Landing light didn't have on anyway. Pitot heater off.
Didn't have that on.
Carburetor off.
It is.
Throttle friction loose. Flaps up.
Yep, so get rid of the flaps.
Trim is neutral. Okay.
Okay, that's it. Right, we'll taxi back now.
Do we do a radio call to say we're clear runway, or was that
Well, it's obvious now.
obvious? It is obvious now, yes.
We can do, but there was nobody just about to land, so there's no need really. The only person that wanted to use the runway was to take off. So
Yes, quite clearly.
you can quite clearly see the off the runway.
Golf Echo on final 26